Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, visitors, staff, and most importantly, graduates. I would like to welcome you all on this very special occasion. And first of all, let me congratulate all the graduates for their hard work. And thank you. I would like to introduce our CEO, Mr. Frederik. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a privilege that I have to be in your presence. But I must honestly tell you, in my more than 25 years in this environment and having graduated 40,000 plus people across Africa, this is my first time in a virtual space with students and qualified students. So if this feels strange to you, you're not alone in this space. I want to welcome you to Stellenbosch Graduate Institute. We are a business university, best I can describe it. Our purpose is to build better business people across the continent. And we have chosen the online option because we are of opinion that this is the best and the quickest way to get to people across our continent and to penetrate deep into rural areas, etc., where people can have a cell phone or whatever device and be able to have access to excellent education. I don't want to be long-winded before you are getting capped, but I would really like to make a link between the certificate that you receive today and especially the why around that. And to do that, I want to quote John Adams, who said in 1780 already, "I study politics and war so that my children can study mathematics and philosophy. My children then studied maths and philosophy so that their children can have the right to study painting, poetry, music, architecture." That's profound. Why? Because knowledge is a guide for human action. And can I say, in terms of your context, knowledge is a guide for leadership action, action that leads to progression. For everyone that comes after you and you've done your work as a leader, they are in a better place, in a better position. And that's how we progress as humans. And that's how we progress as Africans on this continent. So what is the value of this certificate? What does it represent? Apart from a lot of hard work that went into this, yes, I acknowledge that and I appreciate it, and I can see it from some of the comments. But whether you receive a qualification today or a short course or a module, that doesn't matter. What matters is this, that you have put up your hand as a leader in South Africa, on this continent, and you've put up your hand and said, I want to improve myself. I want to develop. And this certificate represents yet another building block in your leadership profile. It is progression. It is adding knowledge towards you acting as a leader, making a difference not only in your life, but in your organization's life, in your family, in your country, our continent. And this is very close to my heart in terms of this continent. We have enormous potential on this continent. And that's why my mantra is almost, Africa is too rich to be poor. We have 42% of the world's natural resources that we have on this continent. We have more than 65% of the world's arable land. We are the envy of the world with the bulge of youth that we have on this continent with so much potential. How do we turn that into wealth for all? With the proper leadership that needs to happen, you and I. The English, late English poet Elizabeth Barrett Brown, she wrote a beautiful poem, and in it she says, earth is crammed with heaven, and every bush afire with God. But only they who see take off their shoes. The rest sit around and they pluck blackberries. That's not you and me as leaders on this continent. It doesn't matter where we operate. With our leadership heart, with our leadership mind, our focus is to see the potential not only in ourselves, but in the people around us, in the continent. That's why we improve ourselves. We don't sit around and pluck blackberries. We see more than the berries in the bush. We see that that bush is afire with God. We see the divine potential that is on this continent. That is what the certificate represents. And that's why I want to congratulate you on this achievement. This doesn't mean you're finished. It just says you can now carry on with the next. So welcome and enjoy the proceedings with us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Landman. I would now like to ask our marketing specialist to please introduce the Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Jan Steenberg.
Thank you very much, Willem. Good morning, graduates and distinguished guests. I would like to take a moment to personally congratulate all of our graduates for this monumental accomplishment. I would also like to commend their friends and families for supporting them throughout their studies. Without any further ado, I would like to introduce our presiding officer. To name a few of his accomplishments, he has a doctor's degree in business management with a focus on entrepreneurship, a master's in business management, as well as a professional degree in project management. He has a passion for education in Africa, Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Rian Steenberg. Dr. Rian, I believe you are muted.
They say that the key mantra of the 2020s will be that you are on mute. So thank you, Wayne, and thank you, Master of Ceremonies. It is, in fact, my pleasure to open these proceedings for the conferment of certificates and qualifications. And allow me at this point in time just to share a couple of thoughts. If you go back 3 years, maybe a little bit longer, SGI was just an idea. The idea that a graduate institute could be established that would transform African education, and through our many steps and trials and tribulations, today we are yet to congratulate people that have completed between 80 and 2,000 hours of education, and we present to them and to you as this community, each other, as having completed this section of their knowledge acquisition journey. I want to just reflect for 1 second on why we do this. For the last estimated, well, depending on the evidence that is emerging, it looks like about 20,000 years, humans have learned from each other, and over time, the transmission of that knowledge has been completed by a master or teacher sitting and transferring it from one person to the other in ceremonies such as these. In these ceremonies, the teacher says to the student that they now have the knowledge and it's theirs to apply and in time to transmit to others. For me, this is a very special graduation, as it is obviously our first formal graduation as Stellenbosch Graduate Institute. And we continue this time-honored tradition in a new entity that has been designed to, from day one, bring online education to Africa. And I think that that's pretty impressive. It's been a long journey where we've had to learn a lot. And I see people like Mandisa, that is with us here today, which was one of our first students a year ago in March when we started this program. And we are very happy to see you here today and at this our first formal graduation. As you go into the world today, reflect on the fact that you now have a Stellenbosch Graduate Institute certification or qualification, and that is special. You know that the people that have this have worked hard because you've had to work hard. You know that you had to think and reflect and learn and do something about what you got as information. We taught you to link your brain, hands, and your heart so that you can live your best life. Nobody would say that a Stellenbosch Graduate Institute certification is easy, not worth it or worthless, as you would know. None of this happens without a team. The content that you've gone through was prepared by more than 20 academics. There was a team of 20 people that worked for more than a year to put it together, in addition to the academics. Behind this organization, there are shareholders, people that have had vision to invest in the future. There's a board that supports this organization on an ongoing basis, that makes sure that we govern ourselves properly. There's a management team that is every day looking at ways that we can improve, to grow, and challenge ourselves to do better. You may have initially met the student recruiters, people that are totally committed to spreading the good news and to getting people into the system. Academic administration team, which is working with about 600 students at any given point in time and trying to make each one of them feel special. Our marketing team that is pushing out constant information, connecting us to industry, connecting us to different people that we can learn from. Your organizations where you work that have supported you and that have enabled you to complete this work. Your family, which often have sacrificed, both financially in terms of time and the support. And ultimately you. You are a very special person because, as Frederik said, you've taken on the challenge of educating yourself and making a difference. And that is not a trivial thing. For me, I reflect on my own journey, and I've educated myself for the last 25 years, and there's things that I'm now only starting to learn. And what for me is the most part of that exciting journey is learning from you. And we want to learn from you because you will be the new leaders of this continent. And this certificate, as small as it is, or as big as it is in your life, is definitely a step in that journey. I challenge you in this next year for you to go forth and be excellent. You have that in you. Your work has shown it. Most people here have done exceptionally well in the work that they've done. And be excited about that and realize that you have that within you. Display your excellence to the world and make it work for you. The next year for SGI, I think, as well, is a very exciting one. We have recently been accredited for our advanced project management degree that we'll be rolling out next year, subject to the Council for Higher Education doing what they need to do. Our BCom is in the final stages of accreditation, and we're looking to roll that out in the second and third quarter next year. We bring you many partner programs and corporate programs that we're working on, and that is now available. And we're also constantly engaging in improving our programs with more than 200 enhancements monthly to our programs as we are working through them. At this kind of final stage, and before we start handing out things, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has been involved in it, all the teams, all the people, this whole organization, and we're very, very excited about the future of SGI, and thank you deeply for trusting us with this part of your education journey, and looking forward to doing so much more with you into the future and build something really, really great. And thank you for being part of that. Cool. So, Master of Ceremonies, I hand back to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Stenberg. And just in her absence, I would like to congratulate and thank the learning coach as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Unfortunately, she cannot attend today, but we'll have her by the physical graduation in the year, I'm sure.
And sorry, just to respond to that as well. Palesa, which all of you know, has had a baby this week. So we're very excited about that, and welcome a future SGI graduate into the fold. Although I think that baby has learned a lot from you all already. Yeah, so with regret, we were hoping that she would join us today, but she went into labor on Wednesday. She was only due next week, so it would have been ideal for her to attend this. So, yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you very much. And then I think we can go over and start with the graduation of the micromodules.
Right.
I would just like to reiterate, so as soon as your name is read, please, you can switch on your camera, and then as soon as your certificate is displayed and you'll be capped, you can switch it off for the next person to come on. Thank you very much.
Okay, so a micromodule is a portion of a program where a person has completed a number of credits, but typically between 8 and 15 credits, and we award a certificate for that. So for acquiring the ultimate intelligence, I hereby cap Gillian Nomagugu Setole. For being prepared for risk, Aveshree Subramamy. Oh, so sorry, just go to the, yeah, great, there we go, perfect. For being a reformer, Mompoloki Nkgapha. For being Lord of the Dance, which is change management, Refiloe, Anneline, Mpeli. For being of service to others, Myriam Mpoyi. For learning to crunch the right numbers, Gwyneth, Anna, Zuze. For getting to yes, Jacinta Twitter. That is negotiations management. For making big picture decisions, Vicus Burger. For project plans, Maria Arends. Also for project plans, Edith Tandeka Shamaine Chabalala. Congratulations to everybody that has received micromodules.
Thank you, Dr. Stenberg. Next up, we have short courses.
Short courses are of three kinds, unaccredited and accredited, and they are typically between 20 and 30 credits, which typically means that the student has studied between 200 and 300 hours in a period of 7 weeks to complete these courses. As you all know, that they are not easy, and yeah, they give a competence to that person in terms of saying that they understand the core concepts as per the learning outcomes in the specific module. The first short course that I hereby award is Data Science for Managers to Sifiso Msibi. Data Science for Managers to Theron. Data Science for Managers to Ilse van Beulen. Data Science Managers to Charmaine van Tonder. Effective Directorship, which is a program that we do in collaboration with our partners, Fluid Rock Corporate Governance, hereby awarded to Danie de Toit. Effective Directorship to Ashley Kretzmann. Thank you, Danie. Good to see you. Effective Directorship to Leon Lambrechts. Effective Directorship to Frederik now. Effective Directorship to Raynard Potgieter. Effective Directorship to Suzette van Zyl. Introduction to Digital Marketing, which is part of a course where we are building a qualification in digital marketing, to Shipo Handau. Leadership in Emotional Intelligence, which is part of the National Certificate in Generic Management, Vincent Matokwa. Leadership in Emotional Intelligence to Leratu Khaladi. Leadership in Emotional Intelligence to Mante Jermina Mampuru. Good. Leadership in Emotional Intelligence to Mpeli Ramaphakela. Leadership in Emotional Intelligence to Janae Stradom. Leadership in Emotional Intelligence to Elmarie de Carvalho. Leadership in Emotional Intelligence to Dimitria Lusanda Sushuba. Managing Finance and Risk, second module for Mpeli Ramaphakela. Melissa van Rensburg for Managing Finances and Risk. This is a particularly interesting module. Managing Knowledge Innovation, Lazarus Makena. Managing Knowledge Innovation, Sheridan Bennett. Managing Knowledge Innovation, Khotso Mate. Managing Knowledge Innovation, Charisma Singh. Hi, Khotso. Charisma. Cool. Managing Knowledge Innovation, Daniel Kangwa. Managing Knowledge Innovation, Joanale Pitele. Managing Operations, Natash Bechan. Managing Operations, second module for Khotso Mate. That's it, Khotso. We're waiting for you. There you go again. Excellent. Managing Project Progress, which is part of our advanced diploma in advanced project management, Matthews Maraba Toba. Managing Teams, Vincent Matokwa. Project Systems and Requirement Analysis, also a module of our advanced project. Vincent, there you are. Project Systems and Requirement Analysis, which is also part of the advanced diploma in project management for Kilabone Letsi. The project plan for Sara Kalipi, also part of the advanced diploma in project management. Congratulations to everybody that has received a certificate in short courses.
Thank you very much, Dr. Steenberg. And then we have our full qualifications.
it's really special to award a full qualification. If you've done a micro module or you've done a module, a short course with us, you would recognize that that's a lot of work. Now, the people that have are about to receive their full qualifications are people that have done 6 of those in succession, typically. Okay, so that should give you some sense of that this is a lot of work. And they've gone through the knowledge and learning that is required in terms of the National Qualifications Framework to perform at a specific level. Although we only there's only 6 people attending here, I think we've in total to date awarded, I think, close to 20 different full qualifications, and in terms of short courses and modules, and collectively, I think we're on about 160. It must be more. Sorry, it's just over 200. Sorry, my number, just over 200. I know because I was doing certificates earlier this week, and the last certificate number is something like 206. So, yeah, so it really is a testament to the determination of the person, and also in that process, they would have done probably more work than you would do for an MBA. So from my message to you from here on, it gets easier because this was the hard yards that you had to do. And nothing in life will ever be this difficult again. And I'm quoting Einstein when he said, a mind once expanded never returns to its original size. So take a day or two after this to just relax and just to realize that you've done it, you now have it, and then start looking for your next challenge. So, Mr. Ceremonies, can we? Okay, so, and I'll just say a little bit about every one of these people because they're part of the family of SGI. Eckhart Dix for the National Certificate in Generic Management. Eckhart has been kind of a model student. He's been stepping through every step of the qualification. He did lose his track a little bit, so kind of 3/4 down the line, but he came back with meaning, and I think he completed about a cycle or 2 ago, and we were very proud because I think he was the first person that completed the full certificate in generic management, general management. Well done, Eckhart. And hereby I confer on you the National Certificate in General Management, Generic Management. Cool. Okay, thank you, Eckhart. Okay, Hadley Isaacs. Okay, Hadley has been very diligent, very patient with us, and he's worked through the whole program systematically. He's done excellent in every submission, always did the little bit extra. And his feedback is that the video lectures, including the experience of the lectures, was excellent. The overall support of the whole team, especially the online coach, which was appointed to each student. And the Palesa, which is the online coach, has been for most of this. You would know that if you contact us within a day, you'll get an answer, you get a compassionate response at the other end, because I think that the key message there is that you're not alone. And Hadley, you've done well, and hereby I confer the National Certificate in General Management on you. Cool. Siyolo Maekiso. Now Siyolo has developed a habit where he phones us every day at 9 o'clock. Just after our team meeting. So if Palesa is out of the meeting at 9 o'clock, we know it's because Siyolo just phoned. Siyolo has been a model student. He's worked really, really hard. He's been the type of person that with sheer determination worked through some of the things and really took the time to understand what he's doing. You're a member of our family. You have challenged us to look at things and we've learned from you. So we are working on, I'm very excited to read your comment to say, I enjoyed my year of studying and I appreciate the treatment that I received from the entire staff, and I'm planning to pursue my studies. He wants to study further and explore ways of utilizing the diversity among team members with a view to enhancing relationships and improving the productivity of an institution. And that is really what this certificate is about. So we're very excited to see you back, Siolo. We wouldn't know what to do if you weren't there. Okay, so thank you very much. Hereby I confer on Siolo Mayekiso, the National Certificate in Generic General Management. Cool. Okay. Mandisa Sio is a special place in my heart because this is the one student that has just rocketed ahead at every point. Mandisa has probably seen us going through our growing pains, and she, in terms of a comment saying my favorite part is self-discipline, she has been one of the most self-disciplined students that I've seen in my life. You don't have a lecturer to tell you what the assignment is to do. It's an online course. You email the coach directly. When you answer, they can take as much time as they need to give you a thorough answer. If you're trying to save money, this is a perfect solution. With SGI, you do all the work at your own pace. And Mandisa has, I mean, she's accelerated. I think she was the first student that completed the course 100% in the allotted time, from start to finish. And also she was one of our first students. So Mandisa, you're an absolute star. There's nothing in this world that will stop you to achieve whatever you want to. And hereby I confer on you the National Certificate in Generic Management, General Management. Rian Smith. Okay. He has a stunning name, doesn't he? No, it was so strange. We were 3 Rians at one point in time on the advanced project management. So Rian has been a model student in terms of the diploma on advanced project management. He's worked through every single step. I'm sure if you ask him about the Monte Carlo analysis for the complexity of modeling, the critical path on complex projects, he will start swearing a little bit, but he knows how to do it. Rian, you've been a model student. I think you now have a deep appreciation for what project management really is, and I believe that it will make a massive impact on the rest of your career. And there's nobody that would have gone through this program that wouldn't have learned a lot. Hereby I confer on you the diploma in advanced project management. Cool. These are the people that you've met today that have been at this graduation. There are others, obviously, and we award hereby to those individuals in absentia their qualifications. And Mr. Master of Ceremonies, I hereby close the conferment portion of this program.
Thank you very much, Dr. Steenberg. Mr. Landman, anything from your side?
Just a word of congratulations in the final instance. It is now the issue of Monday back at work. What do I do with this knowledge? And that is the challenge for our leaders. So best of luck. I wish you much wisdom and much courage to go and apply this newfound knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Steenberg, Mr. Landman, all attending students. And we'll probably see you at the end of the year for physical graduation. Thank you very much.